Hello, hello. It's Speak Now 1, Lesson 29, Part B. I had a great weekend. This video is on the second part of Unit 29, because we had Lesson 29, Part A, last lesson. We started this topic here. I had a great weekend. And now we are going to continue talking about this. To talk about last weekend, or last weekend if you prefer, we have to talk about past events. And this is what we're talking about in this lesson. We had some verbs like studied, that is a regular verb. We saw that when the verb finishes in ed, when it is in the past, and stayed. And then we saw some irregular verbs. We have verb meet, we have verb go, see, and get. And the past forms are met, went, saw, and got. These are the past forms of these verbs. And then we talked about meeting friends, going to the shop, going shopping, watching a movie, getting a haircut. This is what we talked about. After that, we had this dialogue about the history test today, and that Erica studied the whole weekend, but June didn't. He didn't even remember there was a history test. Very funny, very nice lesson, by the way. And now in this video we are going to practice more. Notice how we talk about past events. Talking about past events, we put the verb in the past, verb to be, was, were, and then worked, met, went, stayed, studied, had, saw, didn't go, didn't do, because when we have a negative sentence, we use the auxiliary verb, and we use the auxiliary verb do, but in the past form, that is did, and the negative did not, didn't. Right? This is the grammar, but now let's practice. Why don't you repeat the sentences? I had a great weekend. I worked all day on Saturday. And is this great weekend working the whole Saturday? On Sunday, I met some friends. The weekend was okay. We went to the mall and had lunch. After that, we saw a movie. It was so-so. What I mean. I stayed home and studied for today's test. What test? I didn't go shopping. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything special last weekend. Oh, by the way, look at this. In American English, the stress is in the first syllable, so it's weekend. And in British English, it's weekend. So if I keep saying weekend, don't think that I'm committing a mistake. It's just my pronunciation, okay? Well, here we should take turns talking about our past weekend. Last weekend, well, today is Sunday, and it's finishing, it's in the evening, so I can record this talking about the weekend. I talked to some friends, I worked out, I watched a game yesterday, and watched a film last night. It was a very nice weekend. Very nice. And you, how was your weekend? Por que você não escreve aqui nos comentários o que você fez de legal no fim de semana? Escreve pra gente. Pode ser em português, não tem problema. Write what you did at the weekend. On the weekend, if you prefer American English. In the weekend. Marking. Weekend. Look, British English. At the weekend. Right? On the weekend in American English. At the weekend. On the weekend. Right? This is it. And pay attention to the audio.
Weekend.
Weekend.
You see the difference? This is it. And after that we have this listening. What is it about? It's about Tom and Jung Hwa. They are talking about the last weekend. How was each person's weekend? We have to complete. Was great, was marvelous, was excellent, was terrible, boring, so, okay, not very good. And Tom's weekend was, well, you understood, right? It can be one of these adjectives. So let me play and you pay attention.
Page 73. Listening. A and B.
Hi, Chanhua.
Oh, hey, Tom. It's Monday morning again.
Yeah, how was your weekend?
Oh, I had a great weekend. I went to a soccer game on Saturday afternoon with my friend. Her cousin played in a game. Then we went shopping.
Did you buy anything?
I didn't, but my friend did. She got some new shoes. Anyway, then we had dinner in a really nice restaurant. And she paid. It was a nice surprise.
And what about yesterday?
I just watched TV last night.
I watched TV last night too.
So you had a nice weekend?
It was so-so. I went to my favorite restaurant for lunch and then played tennis.
It sounds like you had a fun weekend. Who did you play tennis with?
With my brother. It was fun, but I didn't win. It wasn't even close.
He says it was. She thinks that his weekend was good. Did he agree with her? Será que ele pensa igual a ela? And Tom's weekend, right? And her weekend. Was it nice? You tell me. Let's talk more about that in the live lesson. I'm going to play again. And you say, you tell me, who did each of the things? The idea is for you to check the correct boxes, right? This is to check. It is tick in British English, by the way. Let me play again. Who watched sports? I watched sports. Who played sports? No, I didn't play sports. Who went shopping? Well, I went shopping online. I bought some clothing online. Who went to a restaurant? I didn't go to a restaurant, but my mom's food is delicious. Who watched TV? I watched some TV. But we are not talking yet about us, about ourselves. We are talking about Tom and Jung Hwa. And you have to do this ticking or checking. Let me play.
Page 73. Listening. A and B.
Hi, Chanhua.
Oh, hey, Tom. It's Monday morning again.
Yeah, how was your weekend?
Oh, I had a great weekend. I went to a soccer game on Saturday afternoon with my friend. Her cousin played in a game. Then we went shopping.
Did you buy anything?
I didn't, but my friend did. She got some new shoes. Anyway, then we had dinner in a really nice restaurant. And she paid. It was a nice surprise.
And what about yesterday?
I just watched TV last night.
I watched TV last night too.
So you had a nice weekend?
It was so-so. I went to my favorite restaurant for lunch and then played tennis.
It sounds like you had a fun weekend. Who did you play tennis with?
With my brother. It was fun, but I didn't win. It wasn't even close.
So, someone watched sports. Who watched sports? You tell me. And who played sports? Tom or Junghua? Who went shopping? Who went shopping? Who went to a restaurant? I didn't go to a restaurant. Did you go to a restaurant? Did Tom go to a restaurant? Did Junghua go to a restaurant? The point is that when we have the negative, we use the auxiliary verb, right? When we ask a question, we also use the auxiliary verb do. But look, I met some friends. We went to the mall. I didn't go shopping. It's the same verb. What's the difference? In affirmative sentences, we use the verb in the past. But the sentence is also in the past. But now, as I'm using the auxiliary verb, the verb, the main verb, o verbo principal, goes back to infinitive. Só tem um passado, ó, um passado aqui. Aqui tem um passado. Se eu fosse dizer I didn't went, aí teria dois passados. O passado, quando vira negativo ou pergunta, vai para o auxiliar, ok? E aí aquele um passado saiu, volta a ser o infinitivo do verbo. Alright? Another thing that is interesting. Olha só. She asks him, who did you play with? You play. The subject of the sentence, who did you play with? É o you. Você jogou, right? But here, who watched sports? O who é o sujeito. Por quê? Porque o Tom ou a Junghua vai ser a resposta. Who did you play with? I played with my brother. I played. Aqui vai ser Tom watched sports. Junghua played sports. Então, o sujeito é o who. A resposta vai ser a pessoa que watched sports, played sports. E aí, quando a WH word é o sujeito, não tem o verbo auxiliar. You don't ask who did watch sports. No, who watched sports. Interesting, right? O livro assim não ensina isso agora, ele usa. Vocês nem iam perceber, nem percebi. Mas isso daqui é do livro 2, mas eu já estou adiantando, right? Não tem que prestar muita atenção nem gastar pestana. But this is how it works in English. And then, after doing this exercise, we are going to tell our partner which of the activities above you did this past weekend. Did you watch sports? Did you play sports? Repararam que eu não estou falando did you play it? Eu já tenho o did. Did you go shopping? Did you go to a restaurant? Did you watch TV? Why don't you pause the video and you repeat these sentences? Say them aloud. It's good practice. And then, In the Speak with Confidence section to finish the lesson, look, complete the blanks. These are the blanks, right? Complete the blanks with 4 things you did last weekend. Something I did alone. I watched a film alone. Something I did with a friend or friends. We had some coffee and cake. Something boring I did. Something boring? Well, taking care of the cats, cleaning up their sandbox. This is a bit boring, and I did many times during the weekend because they had a wonderful, great production. If you understand me, if you know what I mean. Something boring, something interesting I did. I watched a very nice game. Very nice game yesterday. It was Atlético Mineiro, and they won the game. I don't support Atlético Mineiro exactly, but I have sympathy for the team. No problem, nothing against them. And the game was very good. It was 2-0 for the opponent, and Atlético won in the end, 3-2. Very interesting. But after we complete these sentences, take turns talking about your weekends and answer any questions. The idea is, I watched a very nice game. Who played? Oh, it was Atlético Mineiro. You see, let's try to ask follow-up questions. And with this, we finish this lesson that is about talking about the weekend, about past events, because we are learning how to talk about the past and the future in English. Talking about the future, I hope I can see you soon in the next live lesson. Bye-bye.